B.P.A.A touring pros to play in it as an Olympic game, but two of the greatest players that ever stepped on a bowling lane are down here on the approach with me. Four-time All-Star U.S. Open champion Dick Weber, father of Pete, who's going into the championship game. Any advice for your son, Dick?
I never give my advice to my son. You know, going into the championship game, he's won 3 matches, he's done well, and he's got the angle, he's got the rhythm, he's got everything going.
He won his first U.S. Open from the 5th spot. Maybe he'll do it again today. And one of the greatest players of all time, Earl Anthony, in semi-retirement, making an appearance here at the U.S. Open. How come you are here?
Well, I'm getting ready for the Firestone, really. This is probably my last hurrah bowl. I'm going to bowl the Firestone maybe for the last time ever, and I felt that to be ready for the Firestone and compete against these kids, I had to get at least 2 tournaments in. So I bowled last week and this week.
All right. Good luck to you in the Firestone, and see both of you in ABC Sports on June 8th.
You know, ladies and gentlemen, I have done about every sport, fortunately, in this long career. I'll match the quality of those 2 professional athletes with any other 2 in any sport. Dick Weber and Earl Anthony. All right, now from Lafayette, Indiana, Mark Thayer has yet to win a PBA title, but he's been close. First shot. Ooh, and his hometown fans have come about 60 miles from Lafayette to cheer him on.
60 Lafayette, I don't know Indiana that very well, but
it's northwest.
Northwest, up Interstate 65, I guess.
It's also the home of Purdue University.
Ooh, you know about them. Now here's Weber going for his 2nd U.S. Open crown.
Leaving the 7th pin. After 3 wins, he has a chance to win $40,000.
The timing, the good style of, most likely, and in my opinion and a lot of other opinions, the best player in the world today, Pete Weber.
Bo, talking to Earl and Dick brought back a few memories.
Yeah, 2 of the greatest players, and when we said June 8th, we have the Seniors Tour on ABC television from Las Vegas. Hopefully Dick and Earl will make it to the top 5.
Baby of the Weber family. Pete. Mark Thayer, very good athlete at Lafayette Jeff High School. 5'11", 165 pounds. Came out late. Worked 10 years at Fairfield Gear along with his brother Skip. Decided to quit that and this full time.
The same fate that hit most of the players in their opening shot on the right-hand lane. As you see his style, a solid 5-step delivery, shoulder high swing, good wrist action, really gets a heavy roll, and he also goes high on the right-hand lane in his first attempt. That's happened to almost every player so far in the championship round.
Mark Thayer, who bowled as an amateur in the True Value Open here in Indianapolis in 1986, where he finished 7th and was 11th in the 1989 Showboat at Atlantic City as an amateur.
And we allow 2 amateurs bowl in every tournament if they can qualify. Now we'll take a look at Thayer's position. Plays the big hook ball, he'll slide in this area, and he'll be right around the 3rd arrow.
What a family. Mom Kathy with 2 sons, 13-year-old Brian and 11-year-old Sean. There's Pop.
He's determined. He had a chance to make the final round in the PBA National 2 weeks ago. He lost his 56th and final game, and his wife had a little tear in her eye, but I said, you'll recover soon, and here he is in his hometown with a chance to win.
And again, a big double for Pete Weber, taking a 10-pin lead. You know, immediately following us, ABC's Wide World of Sports, special performances from the United States Figure Skating Championships Plus. Mark Spitz is coming back, the Olympic gold medalist dueling Tom Jager in the Clear Oil Option Challenge and the Bluegrass Stakes, presented by John Deere Lawn Care Dealers, live.
exciting wide world as Weber has a chance to take a 20-pin lead, fourth frame.
Hook, hook, hook.
All right, and with that three-bagger, it's a we're in the final game of the United States Open. Making it to the top from Lafayette, Indiana, is the top seed Mark Thayer. He's trailing by 20 pins now, going against Pete Weber, who has won 3 matches.
The week 10, as this young man has improved in the last 2 years on the PBA Tour, and he told me, he says, I don't even feel like I've reached my potential yet, Bo. At age 31, he came out in his tour at the, he said, more than the urging of his wife, Kathy. He definitely has the tour type ability, but right now he trails by 20.
Oh, stuck at the line and nearly missed the target.
Well, what happens is the approaches and the lanes are prepared before the championship round, about 2 hours before the championship round, and nobody actually bowls on the left side of the approach, so there might be a little dust or something over there, and so he slips or sticks a little bit or both at the same time, but that's where the good arm swing and good technique comes in. He gets away with it, makes the spare. Now he's up in the 5th.
God.
Gets the high hit and leaves the 6-10. Groping a bit.
Come on.
Highest league average this young man's ever had is 207. He said he learned to bowl on very demanding lane conditions, and that is a good trainer, as the Pro Tour demands that you learn to make a lot of spares and a lot of adjustments. So while these players with 240 averages struggle on the tour, the lower ones have better.
Thanks.
And he
Thanks.
did it again at the line and blew it.
Well, once again, he had a little trouble with the approach, but he has just opened the door wide open for Weber as he slides by the 6-10 in the 5th frame. And I'll tell you what, Pete Weber will try to get everything he can get out of this 5th frame. He knows he has the match in hand if he can throw some strikes.
Pete's opponent, Mark Thayer, had finished twice in 2nd position. 2nd at the Pinole Open, where he lost to Brian Voss in a roll-off, 50-45. And he was 2nd in the AC Delco as well.
There's a lot of heart in that young man, so don't count him out. Pete Weber may open up a commanding lead here through the first 5 frames, but Mark Thayer may pull a Kelly Kaufman, as we recall him coming back in the late frames last week.
Weber now, he has strung 5, opening with a spare that lost in the 6th frame. And Mark Thayer now with the pressure on, shooting in the 6th frame after an open. Okay, like that. Mark Thayer tells us what a U.S. Open title would mean to his career. We'll get it to you later. I mean a heck of a lot, I can tell you that.
Well, he needs to strike badly. He trails by 53, but he still has a chance. 7th frame.
And his 2 sons, 13 and 11, just applauding wildly, along with those that appreciate excellence. There they are. That lady over the shoulder, that is Kay Wapensky, Chief Wapensky's bride of 43 years. Chief Wapensky, Executive Director of the Bowling Proprietors, retiring in June. Paul Pete is on a roll. He has won 3 matches coming to this point, Nelson.
Same scene set, Chris, as when he won his first U.S. Open title in 1988, Atlantic City. He's qualified 5th. In fact, he barely made the first cut to 60. Then he barely made the second cut to 24. The same scene set was right here. He barely made it. He qualified 24th and last. And now he has a chance to climb all the way to number 1. He has a commanding 53-pin lead, 8th frame.
Come on, come on!
Pete Weber can go on to win. He will go over the $129,000 mark for the year.
Is one of Dick Weber's great sidekicks on the great Budweiser team. Tom Hennessy used to say when you had a big lead, Katie, bar the door. And I think he's saying that right now at home as he's watching Pete Weber have a commanding lead.
Mark Thayer hanging in there. He was working with a double, shooting in the 8th frame.
Very likable young man.
Really
We'll
is.
see a lot more of it. And that Richard Wolf that we saw in the semifinal, Chris, he's a good-looking player out here, too. He has good roll on the ball, good speed control.
We can say that about all of them.
Yes.
Dave Ferraro.
Dave's
John
an
Mazza.
experienced player, yep. And so is Mazza getting there.
That's the beauty of doing these finals each week. Mark Thayer now will tell us what an open title would have meant to his career.
Well, with it being my first title, it would be nice, but with it being a major, it's going to be especially nice. And it's Firestone is where you want to get, and it's not just a 1-year exemption, it's a 3-year exemption. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Firestone 2 weeks from now. Unfortunately for Mark, he's going to have to win next week to get there.
9th frame strike. 33-year-old Mark Thayer.
They're a possible 216 Weber, a potential 290. And remember how well Ron Palumbi bowled last year, 269 to capture the title for the U.S. Open, a championship game.
Keeps mowing him down. Opened with a spare in the 1st frame and strikes the rest of the way. And a winner.
It's interesting. Pete Weber is going to win. He's cashed 14 of 14. He'll go to the Firestone 15. He'll serve his 6-month suspension, and he still feels that he has a chance for Player of the Year if he comes back in the fall strong.
There's a man to catch. There's the bride-to-be, Kim Schultheis. She and Pete will marry in July. Her mom and dad have come over to watch their future son-in-law go at it. And he, like Marshall Holman, has won his 2nd United States Open title, and there is a total. Let's go to another of my heroes, Frank Gifford. You think fathers aren't in the game with their sons? Look at that native of Indianapolis, Indiana, Dick Weber.
I present you with this check for $40,000.
Yes. Now with a green jacket, the man that's retiring this year, Pete, after 20 years as the executive director of the proprietors, Chief Wapensky, congratulations to you as well.
Thank you, Chris. And on the 50th anniversary of the All-Star B.P.A.A. U.S. Open, it's my pleasure again to put this jacket on you, Pete, symbolic of your victory. Wear it with pride. We're proud to have you our champion. God bless you.
This will help with the planned wedding to Kim.
Well, yes, it will, Chris. It'll help immensely with my wedding on July 13th with my fiancée, Kim. Again, I'd like to thank Wally. Sorry, Wally, I missed you fairly. Chief Wapensky, thank you very much again.
Got to go.
Thank you, and Ray, thank you very much.
goodbye.
I appreciate it.
Say
Goodbye.
Okay, the champ. See you next week in Windsor Locks, Connecticut. The executive producer of ABC Sports presentation of the Professional Bowlers Tour is Jeffrey Mason. Assistant to the producer, Chris Schachter.